What's up, Fantasy A Team Nation? I'm your host, Josh Jenkins, and on tonight's show, we're going to focus on the 2021 Fantasy Football Quarterback Rankings. We have a special guest on the show tonight, Zach Roberts, aka the Fantasy Guru. Welcome to the show, Zach.
Hey, thanks for having me on, Josh. Appreciate it.
We will start off by giving the number one ranked quarterback.
All right. Well, if you want my first pick for quarterback, number one overall, I'm going to go with Pat Mahomes. Here's why: 4,740 yards. He had a 38-6 touchdown interception rate. To me, he's got the best arm, vision, has a great pocket presence, and he also added 2 rushing touchdowns last season. He's a great captain and a team leader, so that's why I'm picking Mahomes for my number one pick.
Yeah, I would agree with that. He's definitely number one. Who you got for number two?
Okay, so my number 2 guy is Josh Allen. And after the season he had last year, that was a sophomore season, I believe he's going to continue to rise. He had 4,544 yards, 37-10 TD to interception rate. He has an amazing arm, and he can rush just with the best of the other quarterbacks. He didn't have as many rushing yards as Lamar Jackson, but he can prove that he can rush the ball when needed to. He had 8 rushing TDs. So that's my number 2 pick.
Yeah, I would agree too. He's got that. He's that dual threat quarterback, and he's got a high flying offense as well. So yeah, I would agree.
And he's got a big stature. He's kind of got that Big Ben look to him too. But being able to rush like he is, it's going to translate to lots of fantasy points.
Exactly. All right, who you got at 3?
All right. Well, a lot of people had 2 and 3 like as a flip flop, but I went with Allen as number 2. So my number 3 is Kyler Murray. Number 1 is probably behind Lamar Jackson, the best rushing quarterback. He had 11 rushing TDs. He threw for 3,971 yards, so he's got an arm. 26-12 touchdown and interception rate. So if he can raise that touchdown and lower that interception rate, that's really going to help him this year. So that's kind of why I put him at number 3.
Okay, sounds good. And number 4?
Okay, so number 4, we've been talking about rushing quarterbacks. Lamar Jackson, number 4. He is the best rushing quarterback. Had over 1,000 rushing yards last year as a quarterback and added 7 TDs. He only threw for 2,757 yards, but he had a better TD or touchdown rating than Kyler Murray did, 26-9 compared to the 26-12 interception rate. With that's why I stuck him at number 4. They added a few weapons, so let's see what happens.
Yeah, he is stingy with the ball. He don't turn it over very much. That's for sure.
I agree with that.
And who you got for number 5?
Okay, number 5 could easily have been number 2 if it was next year, but because we only had 1 season of Justin Herbert, that's my number 5 pick. The guy could be an MVP in this league. He could make a Pro Bowl, I believe. Last year as a rookie, he stepped in game 2 without any notice, just like immediately, like while they're on the field, they're like, "Oh, you're gonna play." Tyrod's out. He went on to throw for 4,336 yards, 31-10 touchdown interception rate. He's a big guy like Ben Roethlisberger and can rush the ball probably better than ever thought he could. He had 5 rushing touchdowns. I believe this kid is the real deal and can easily be number 2 on the list next year.
Yeah, if he can replicate last year's season for this year, he's definitely high up there for anybody who needs a quarterback in their lineup for this year. He's definitely good.
He put fantasy points.
Yeah, he puts up a lot of points. So who you got at number 6?
So that brings us to number 6, which he could easily be higher up the list, but with what happened over the offseason, I put my number 6, Aaron Rodgers. He could easily be number 2 or number 3, but with what he said, how he was disappointed last year with his team and wasn't wanting to go to off-season training and stuff, it's kind of a conundrum for me. So, not saying he's a bad pick. If he's there and some of these other guys are gone, take him. Because, dude, he threw for 48 touchdowns last year, only 5 interceptions. Threw for 4,299 yards. He was the season MVP. He's a surefire Hall of Famer and a top talent in the league. So that's why I would definitely put him at 6. He could even be higher.
Yeah, I got a lot of faith in him. I took him in a couple of my drafts this year, so I hope he can replicate what he did last year. If he does, he'll put up some good numbers. He'll definitely put up some good numbers if he can do what he did last year. So,
yeah, I agree. Even if he doesn't have the same exact season, which would be hard to have the 48 and 5, but if he can even throw over 37 or more touchdowns, he's going to be still bring you lots of points.
Yeah, I agree. I guess coming in at number 7.
So at number 7, I put Russell Wilson. He had 4,212 yards last year. He threw for his best ever 40 touchdowns and 13 touchdown interception rating. He's just a stud. You know, Russell Wilson is one of those guys. He's got that heart. He always wants to win. In any game that he's behind in, you can't ever put him out of it. He's always going to try to win. So with that, that's why I got him at number 7. He's still within the top 10.
Yeah, you know, I think he's going to have a big year. I think DK Metcalf, he liable to go off even bigger than what he did last year. So if that happens,
it's possible.
Yeah, so if that happens, it'll be good.
Yeah, if that happens, he'll be higher on the list next year.
Yeah, for sure. All right, now number 8.
Number 8, man, went ahead and put Dak Prescott here. He could easily be higher on the list. He only played 5 games last year, but he was on pace to set some crazy record numbers. So he only threw for 1,856 yards, had a 9-4 touchdown interception rating. But I believe he'll bounce back, barring any more injury issues. So he's on point to be a top 10 fantasy quarterback.
Yeah, if that line can hold up and not put so much pressure on him, give him some more time to throw, it'll be good. I think he'll be able to hit Amari Cooper. And I'm anxious to see what CeeDee Lamb can do this year. I noticed he didn't do a lot last year.
And it's because Dak was gone and they had to make do. So
yeah,
we'll see what happens.
And even with Andy Dalton, I thought he might. You know, Andy Dalton's a seasoned veteran too, but that line just wasn't any good. So,
Agreed.
All right, coming in at number 9.
All right, so number 9, I've got old man winner Tom Brady, 4,633 yards. A 40-12 touchdown interception rating. Definitely a Hall of Famer. One of the best talents to ever step on the field. He's got one of the best IQs, and he's in an offense that Bruce Arians is letting him kind of take over and control. They're putting more pieces and they're getting more cohesion amongst him and the wide receivers and stuff. So,
yeah.
I mean, even though he's old and everything, he's still top 10, everybody. So, if you can get him, you can't get some of these other guys up the list, man. You better grab him.
You know, I'm anxious to see who's going to be the number 1 receiver on the team. Is it going to be Evans? Is it going to be Brown? Who's it going to be this year? Who's going to be the man in Tampa?
Yeah, and they spread the ball around there. So.
All right. Now, last but not least, who do you got coming in at number 10?
Well, this last guy we have, the guy at number 10 is Matt Ryan, 4,581 yards. Still a lot of yards. He had 26 touchdowns, 11 interception rate. His offenses, they like to throw a lot. It seems like they're always behind, so they're throwing a lot. He still has got a great arm, barring with that said, we have several honorable mentions that could easily be the number 10 spot as well. Some of the guys I think that could be there would be like Matt Stafford, even though he's at a new team, and McVay's offense. I think he's poised to have a great season. Jalen Hurts is like the next Kyler Murray, I think. He's going to surprise a lot of people. He's got a great arm. He can run. He's got good vision. I believe he next year will be higher on the list. Then your Baker Mayfield and Ryan Tannehill, they both kind of have similar offenses. They're a rushing offense and feed off the play fake. So neither one of them have a lot of attempts. But, man, they sure seem to get some yardage and get some decent fantasy points. So, at the bottom of the 10 list, honorable mentions, but I believe they should be mentioned here.
Yeah, I believe Matthew Stafford could have a big year this year, being up there with the Rams. Robert Woods, Cooper Kupp, and then you said Jalen Hurts. I'm anxious to see what Devontae Smith's going to bring this rookie year for him.
Yep.
And then, Baker Mayfield's got Odell Beckham coming back. He's supposed to be healed up from his ACL. Are we going to see the high-flying, one-handed catches this year, or what's he going to bring?
Wicked play fakes, wicked play actions. We got some great Nick Chubb and Kareem Hunt action, so sucks that defense up and allows people like Odell Beckham to get behind the defense. It is, like you said, could be some really pretty catches.
Yep, I agree. Well, guys, there's
I got two more for you people before you end it. We got our sleeper picks. I think Jameis Winston's really going to have a chance to have a great season in Sean Payton's offense. And then since Cam Newton got released, you got to put Mac Jones on your list there if you have a chance to get him, stash him, and see how well he played. That's all I got for you guys.
Sounds good. Well, guys, there's all the information. Take it, run with it. Get your drafts going. Get them lineups filled up. And have a good fantasy season.
And if you guys have any questions or comments, man, go ahead and ask us. We'll try to address them in the next videos.
Yeah. If you have any questions whatsoever, put them down there in the comments, and we'll try to get back with you as quickly as possible. If you enjoyed the video, give us a like. Smash that subscribe button. And always remember, friends, don't let friends auto-draft.